You smell what The Rock is cooking?
Listen, I'm easy to find. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday. It's Nathan back with another video presentation. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all staying safe. Hope you're all ready for the weekend. As you've seen the title of the video, your eyes will not deceive you. Yes, it is opening day for the WNBA. Yes. Before getting this video, there's a few things I need to say up front as I adjust my microphone. Get all these issues fixed. I do apologize. I was supposed to go live last night, but I couldn't do it. I was just dead tired. So I do apologize for that. Really quick, just going to give a preview for the Indiana Fever. The games are currently already happening, and I'm just going to give my preview. I see Shakira Austin's already on the floor. Her debut in the WNBA is already started. So it's just preview for the Fever, what I'm expecting in this game. And then we're all going to do some predictions around. We've got 3 other games tonight. We've got the Sparks and the Chicago Sky. Candace Parker versus her old team. You got the Las Vegas Mercury, Las Vegas Aces versus the Phoenix Mercury, and Minnesota Lynx versus the Seattle Storm. WNBA is here. I've been waiting. I've been waiting for this moment. So, really quick, I unfortunately have been having a hard time accessing the League Pass, which to me is very, very weird. I know some people have some Androids and it says it's working for them. I'm pretty sure that the WNBA app can act very, very, very weird at times. Let's just keep it like that. So, hopefully this issue will be fixed. But really quick, just want to give a quick preview for the Mystics versus the Fever. It's a home game for us. Elena Delle Donne is back. Her first home opener since 2018. I'm ecstatic to see her back out there on the floor practically after 2 years. We all know what a healthy Elena Delle Donne can do. Alicia Clark's not ready to come back just yet. Still working out the kinks with her foot, but she's been doing really well in practices. We're going to be against a young Indiana Fever team. This team, they got 4 rookies out there. They're going to start. The only returning starters you have is Tiffany Mitchell, Victoria Vivians, Kelsey Mitchell, and I believe you have Danielle Robinson that's coming back that's really left of last year's roster. Pretty much everybody's new. You still got some people that haven't come back from overseas, so they have been temporarily suspended. I know Bria Hartley, for example, for Indiana, Elena Coates. There's a couple other people on the Fever. I can't think off the top of my head right now. I know the Mystics, it's just Elizabeth Williams. She's been temporarily suspended. Now, fun little interesting fact. Hendrix, what's going on, bro? What's going on, sir? As of next year, according to the CBA for the WNBA, If they do not report to training camp on time, they will be suspended for the whole entire season.
So when are we gonna say something about it? You know what? I'm gonna walk away. I'll be right back because I'm scared I'm gonna say something that might get me in trouble. Because I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
And on top of that, we've dealt with well over, I'm now at 45, I believe 45 roster cuts between all 12 teams, but then up until today. Yesterday, the rosters had to be finalized before 5 o'clock. I'm going to continue to just say it. I'm all for expanding to other cities, but we're pulling the cart before the horse. I believe there's other true issues that need to be addressed in terms of roster expansion. I think you need to protect the first round picks. There's no way in hell the 8th overall pick in this previous draft was cut before the season even started. That made absolutely no sense. And on top of that, you traded for that pick. I think it's a shame that there's a lot of good talent that's just not going to get the opportunity. And more on top of that, too, you had all over 108 rookies. 108 women that declared for the draft. Only 36 of their names were going to be called. There's a lot of things that need to be fixed with the core-wise. But at some point, we're going to have to start asking the question. There's no way all 144 women agreed to this CBA. There's just no way. That's impossible. Because a lot of these issues is starting to it's starting to look really interesting, because it's a lot of questions that I have a lot of questions that need answering. Because next year you might see some of our stars sit out.
Guaranteed.
But let me get off that soapbox. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Mystics, as we're up 29-16, and the first quarter is about to come to an end. Couple things I'm looking forward in this game is just straight up on the defensive side. We have big defensive pressure. We've preached. We want to be more of a defensive team. I know what we're capable of offensively. When we get Alicia Clark back healthy, watch out, because this is going to be a good offense. Biggest thing also too is just staying healthy. I think that's the key for the Mystics. I said that going into this season. I did an article on bulletsforever.com. Check it out if you haven't already. The biggest factor to me is staying healthy. Sean Spencer, what's going on, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you. Just staying healthy. But more importantly, man, I think Elena Deladon coming back, I think just brings it's just a shot in the arm to me for the Mystics. This team last year, it was just so discombobulated. I mean, it was basically Tina Charles and friends. That's no disrespect to Tina Charles. I mean, with the injuries, and it didn't look like a championship Mystic roster team. I've said that, and I will continue to say that. In my opinion, that's just how I felt. When I look at the Fever, Indiana was not a good team last year. They only won 6 games. It's practically a new roster, new regime. I mean, Len Dunn's not the GM. Tamika Catchings is out. This is really kind of a make or break year for Coach Stanley. I've been on the record, when you jump from that number 2 to that number 1 seat, it's totally different. So I do expect her to have a good year, decent year. I did say they'll win at least 10 games. But I don't think their roster is not ready yet to compete with teams like New York, Connecticut, LA, Minnesota, Los Angeles, Vegas, Phoenix. They're going to need at least in a couple years to develop. I mean, they'll definitely they'll make an impact, but they're not a playoff ready team right now. And with Indiana, going back to them, they were this team is arguably a good 3-point shooting team. You're led by Kelsey Mitchell, Tiffany Mitchell. I like the acquisition of Bria Hartley. Only concern with Bria Hartley is just the injuries. You got Alyssa Smith, who I think is going to make an impact. Even though I do think I think getting Lexi Hall and Queen Egbo with the 6th and 10th pick respectively, I do think that those are kind of reaches in my book, but we'll see. I mean, preseason team looked great. I mean, the first game against Atlanta, we just got outperformed. We just got our ass kicked in that preseason game, hands down. But I do expect the Mystic offense look better this season. I think everybody's playing at their natural positions. Now, a couple things did happen. We had to make some roster changes did happen. We signed Stephanie Jones, who is the sister of the most improved player last year, Brianna Jones, as she was cut from the Connecticut Sun, which means I think she'd be a good acquisition because we let go of Megan Gustafson. Erica McCall was waived. He made a good amount of cuts. I like Stephanie. I think she'll definitely bring some interior presence. She also has a little mid-range game. We also signed Kennedy Burke. So that means we waived Katie Benson, who I believe at some point will be back with the team because she balled out well in training camp and in the preseason games. So it's hard to keep up with these contracts. But Stephanie Jones is a hardship contract, and they can keep her on the roster if they want to, which I'm hoping they do, because you don't have a backup center in Connecticut, and also to Washington. I think we kind of lack some bodies down low. We need that. For the most part, my roster was correct. I did not expect some of the acquisitions that we made would make the team, just because I just think like Mike, my coach, my team. But I do think like this should be a better team. I think they're going to cut down on the three-point attempts because last year they almost gave up 40% of threes. Also, too, we are against opponents. They made 80% of their free throws against us. We just looked bad last year, and I think this year you're going to see a different Mystic team because right now we're up 31-18. This is just a young fever team. I mean, this is like almost it's not a scrimmage, but this is I want to see what this Mystic team looks like against Connecticut, Chicago, Seattle. Like, no disrespect to Indiana, but they're rookies. Practically that starting lineup. I mean, you have Destiny Henderson. I think they had Destiny out there starting. Kelsey Mitchell, Tiffany Mitchell. Like that's a small ball lineup. She even put Queen out there for a little bit with Alyssa. So definitely look for an up-tempo defensive game from the Mystics. But more importantly, they're going to continue to be a shooting team. But this year the theme is defense. So my score, I'm saying the Washington Mystics are going to beat the Fever 85-69.
Guaranteed.
We got a couple other games. We got, like I said, we got the Los Angeles Sparks versus the Chicago Sky. It's Candace Parker versus her old team. Her team is still struggling to find their identity. Unfortunately, they made some interesting waiver as well. Taya Cooper, who I thought had a good year last year, she was cut. Aurela Garantes was cut as well. Olivia Nelson Adota made the team. Congratulations, Olivia. They're confident with their team. Amanda Zaribi has been suspended for the season. because her overseas because she's overseas. So I don't get that one either. Chicago, I mean, the only really, like I said, they lost Diamond DeShields and Lexi Brown. They kind of got the same roster. They added Emma Meeseman. I'm going to say, I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to say the Chicago Sky 81-74.
Guaranteed.
We got the Las Vegas Aces versus the Phoenix Mercury. This would be a season opener without Brittany Griner. I'm glad, like I said in that last video I did about with rankings, is I'm glad to know that they're working on her case to get her home. Before I forget, I should mention that now. So all 12 teams, they're going to put her logo on each of the courts just to show support for Brittany, which I think is really great. Because it's just weird, like she's not here right now. So it's gonna be her initials, and then her jersey number is 42. So it's going to be on each sideline for all the courts for all 12 teams. Absolutely. I think these next couple games, these next couple weeks, it's going to be kind of a test for Phoenix, because now Brittany's not there. You got Tina, so you look at her, Breonna Turner. You need to really take some of the scoring responsibilities for sure. I also too think that with Las Vegas, this is a team that's on a mission. Asia Wilson, I said in the last video, was going to be MVP. It's going to be the Las Vegas Aces in the Connecticut Sun. I could see that in the finals.
Guaranteed.
I'm kind of curious how their offense will look this year, because to me it looks like it'll be a modern offense, a 3-and-D offense. So I'm gonna say Las Vegas Aces 88-82.
Guaranteed.
And then we got the Minnesota Lynx versus the Seattle Storm. This is Miss Celia Fowler's, Big Sil, her last season in the WNBA. First ballot Hall of Famer, without question. This is another Minnesota Lynx team that made some interesting cuts. Oh, Crystal Dangerfield also had a hardship contract with Indiana Fever. Just want to put that out there. There might be potentially Sue Bird's last year too. To me, it's like these two teams, very grit and grind, like up and down their roster. I think Seattle, they got the core back. Then they'll run it back one more year with Sue Bird, Brianna Stewart, Jewel Lloyd. Then you got Celia Follows, Nafisa Collier, who's out due to pregnancy, Kayla McBride. There's overseas still, Errol Powers, Rachel Banham. That Lynx team is gonna look a little different until you really get those guys back. So I'm gonna say this Seattle Storm 81-74.
Guaranteed.
And tomorrow we got the Connecticut Sun. And we got the Connecticut Sun and New York Liberty, the Atlanta Dream, and let's see, the Connecticut Sun. That's going to be a blowout. No, I'm just kidding. I kind of got some beef with Kurt Miller because he let go of 2 Maryland Terrapins. I don't appreciate that. Courtney Williams won't be playing. She's starting her 2-game suspension following what happened last season. New York. I'm gonna say the Connecticut Sun. I'm gonna say they're gonna sneak. They're gonna get out of New York with a W. I'm gonna give them 81-75.
Guaranteed.
The Dallas Wings are being the Atlanta Dream. Just kidding. No, the Atlanta Dream. Let me be serious. The Atlanta Dream. I already know they're going to be an interesting, surprising roster. They got a lot of young talent. They got good veteran presence with Erica Wheeler, Kia Vaughn, Monique Billings. What is this? Sean Spencer, you're banned from the comments. Ryan Howard is my rookie of the year. So I think the Atlanta Dream will win 10 or more. I say they'll win at the minimum, at least. I'll give them 10, 12 wins. My prediction is that all 12 teams will have 10 or more wins this season.
Guaranteed.
I'm going to say the Dallas Wings beat the Seattle Storm. Dallas Wings beat the Atlanta Dream. 80-69.
Guaranteed.
Because Tierra McCall should be back from overseas at some point. Look for Charlie Collier to kind of surprise us with her game, because she definitely looks like she's kind of on a mission. I think she kind of knows she's got to start looking over her shoulder. They've made some interesting decision making with their roster. I do think this will be a better Dallas Wing team, because I think with the addition of Tierra, I think Enrique, Marina, Alicia will definitely get their shots off more. To me, I think it'll help them create shots. So yes. So my MVP, Asia Wilson. Rookie of the Year, Ryan Howard. Most Improved Player. Oof. Tiana Hawkins. Sixth Man of the Year. I can see Dearica Handy getting the award again. Or Kelsey. Coach of the Year. It's a toss-up between Mike Tebow and Becky Hammond. Those are my award predictions.
Guaranteed.
So that's it for this episode. You will see me probably after the Mystics game. Just recap the game, what I saw. What I like right now, we're up 35-23. We're up right now in the second quarter with 5 minutes to go. Let me know your thoughts. Who are you looking for this year to watching? Who's your team? How you think your team's going to look? Your MVP, Rookie of the Year, Most Improved Player, Six-Man Coach of the Year, etc. Who's going to get to the WNBA Finals? Let me know. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to enjoy this game. I'll be back at you. Peace.
Listen, I'm easy to find. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.